Shalom. This relates to division slash civil unrest. Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself will be ruined, and every city and household divided against itself will not stand. And if Satan drives out Satan, he's divided against himself. How can his kingdom stand? So you see in the division relating to this rulership, different sects, different parties relating to respectfully the powers. So you see in the division in that. Let's go to Scripture talks about think not thou come to send peace, but rather division. So that spirit of division is being set forth. You're seeing that division set forth. And 49, I come to send fire on the earth. What will if it already be kindled? The fire could be an actual physical fire or the vibration that's being sent. Part of that fire is you see in the division. That's part of that fire. A spirit of certain things, a vibration that's being set forth. Suppose that I come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather divisions. The Lord is not sending peace on earth. He's sending a certain spirit of vibration in the land. You know what I mean? That part of that is the division. I'll give you an example. 4 from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided by 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So that's part of division. You can also go to let's go to Matthews real quick. All right, Matthew's 10. That's what I was trying to think. Okay. Matthew's 10 chapter. I'll give you an example of division. And part of that division is variance. Variance is a division. Get it from the KJV. Again, think not I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but the sword. So the sword is the judgment. Ultimately, for I come to set a man at variance against the Father. Variance is part of that separation, that division, man. Something that's contrary against, and the daughter against the mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, just like we read in 12th of Luke. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. So a man's foes is going to be his house. His own household is going to be enemies to him, to a man. So there's going to be division in the household, man. Son against the father, father against the son, mother against the daughter, daughter against the mother, daughter-in-law versus the daughter, mother-in-law, and so forth. So that's what you're going to see. That's part of that division, variance. Get that word, variance. Now, a biblical definition would be this is a biblical definition. The Bible word variance comes from Greek word eris, which means strife, discord, contention. It can also be defined as expression of enmity, man. Some say that eris describes a bitter spirit that is consumed by its own self-interest and ambition. Part of that immolation, wrath, strife, sedition, heresies. And then you see in that sedition goes the mark of mutiny, which is against the powers, man. Get some more scriptures. Go to Isaiah 19. It's just a video I saw that some say if Trump don't win, they're going to do certain things. Perhaps CU civil unrest, man. You know what I mean? So that could happen, man. You know. I'll get it from a GNT. See what it says. But that scripture talks about that. The Lord think not thou come to send peace on earth, but rather division, man. So division's being stirred up. The Egyptians versus the Egyptian, 19 for 2 of Isaiah. That's the people versus the people, you know. Number 2, I'll go to the point. Lord says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother. And that could be citizen, that could be your family members against family members, that could be fellow citizens versus citizens, neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other. That's part of the division. Rival kings will struggle for power. Why are they going to struggle for power? Because they're going to be, one wants to try to dominate and conquer the other for that power, man. And I'm going to frustrate the plans of Egypt and destroy the morale, man. So, and how that's going to be done? Through the division, man. Setting the people at odds against each other. That's part of that spirit that's going to be part of it. Scripture again says, think not I come to send peace, but rather division. So that division is going to break down the morale, the foundation, you know, relating to how people deal with each other and everything else, man. So that's part of that. Let's go to I'll go to second address real quick. It's a short video. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, or woe is for warning for destruction, man. And that's talking about the inhabitants in the world, because a lot of various things are going to be happening relating to what's going on earth, man. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And when people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. Modern day sword is what is the assault weapon, pistol, etc. For there shall be sedition among men. Sedition goes to mutiny, insurrection, violent uprising, and invading one another. That goes to invading, looting. That goes to breaking and entering, relating to public and private establishments. You know what I mean? Looting, breaking in, stealing. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Invading one another, they shall not regard the kings and no princes in the course of their actions, which is the power they're going to put back in their hands, and they're not going to regard the kings and princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're not going to regard the kings and princes. They're not going to regard the ones of authority in that time. A man shall desire to go into a city, shall not be able to martial law. You're not going to be able to go to A, B, and C, man. Scripture says 16 of 2nd Ezra 16:27, I believe. You should desire to hear, but you're not. I'll get the scripture. Let me get it. Relates to communications. You want to communicate, but you're not going to be able to, because you won't be able to. For because of the pride of the city, the cities shall be in trouble because of pride. Second Ezra 18:50, for many great miseries shall happen in them that dwell in the world in the latter times, because they walk greatly in pride. Because of their pride the city shall be in trouble, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Relating to the state and condition, the things that's going to be happening on earth, man. That's where that goes to, the troubles, the miseries, the calamities, and different things. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Remember, neighbor against neighbor, man. Egyptian versus the Egyptian, citizen versus citizen, even friends versus friends, man. I believe that's in 2nd Ezra 6, talking about that. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Part of that spoiling the goods is because of lack of supplies, man. Victuals, bread, food, and different things. So that's why they're going to be breaking in public and private entities, man. Homes, these businesses you see like out here, you know, they're going to be breaking into them places like that in them times. A man shall have no pity upon a neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread. For great tribulation, alas, never a time since Jacob's trouble, but ye shall be saved from it. Jeremiah 30:7, man. So, this relates to state and condition that things are going to be happening, man. Where you at? So the civil unrest, man. Let's go to Matthew 24 real quick. And as it sat on the Mount of Olives, disciples came into him, relating to Yahweh, privately telling us, when shall these things be, relating to the end of the times, and what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world. Yahweh said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. If it be possible, even the elect will be deceived, but it will not be possible, because they won't be deceived. The scripture talks about, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. false prophets, different things. And ye shall hear wars, rumors of wars, ye be not troubled. For these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So these are parts of the signs, man. The warnings, the rumors of wars, hearing of wars, actual wars happen. That's part of it. Beginnings, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Famines, you're seeing famines, you're seeing shortages, pestilence, you're seeing different types of diseases, plagues, earthquakes in various places, unlikely places, and likely places. All right, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in different places. All these are beginnings of sorrow, so that's parts of the signs that we're going to see. The scripture also talks about many false prophets and shall arise and deceive many, so that's part of that deception. Iniquity shall abound and love of many shall wax cold. There was an incident that a woman got shot, I think in Illinois. Cops responded to a so-called black woman. She like 36. 2 cops. The woman was in her kitchen, had a pot of water, and she said something, and the cop pulled a gun, and shot her. So that's all over the YouTube. That was, I believe, in Illinois. There's a black woman on there. I think her name is Massey, her last name. That's all on the internet. I was looking at that early. Cop just pulled a gun and shoot her, man. He told her to, something with over the hot water, put it down, or, maybe she didn't, and he just shot her. She saying something about the J word, Jesus. Something was, when she said what that, shortly after, she ducked. Then cops start shooting, man. So that was a report relating to in Illinois, relating to that. And you have many cases that, things are happening, So iniquity shall abound, love of many shall wax cold, man. So you see an iniquity, wickedness increase. You're seeing levels of different deletions and all types of increasing, Notice in the last days that perilous time shall come, man. So so this is something short. I hope it helps relate to information. Get some words on civil disobedience, man. We got civil disobedience is when a citizen intentionally breaks the law in a nonviolent way to achieve social goal, such as changing government policies or laws. And parts of that is the protest, man. Protests and different things they try to do to make changes relating to political, social, financial, different things. And it can also be defined as a refusal to obey the government's demands or orders. Now, Scripture talks about Romans 13, you have to obey the powers, man. So, because they're set in place, Render to what Caesar is his and render to what God is God, man. That Scripture talks about. So, let me see. It also can be defined as a refusal to obey government demands or orders without using violence or opposition. The goal is usually to force the government to make concession. So pretty much in a matter of speaking is the government to force change upon the powers to be, to make changes for the right of the collective, which is the people. Now, civil disobedience is an active, professed refusal of citizen to obey certain laws, demands, orders, or commands of government. By some definitions, civil disobedience has to be nonviolent to be called civil. Hence, civil disobedience is sometimes equated as peaceful protest or nonviolent resistance, which would be part of that protest. And you see histories of that relating to social, economical, financial, to make change governmentally to make changes relating to the governmental organizations to do right against for the collective of the people, man, the interest for the people, man. So this is the example of that. That being said, this was just something short relating to civil disobedience, because the spirit is being set forth, man. You know, upon all over the world. Here, the meaning of civil disobedience pretty much civil disobedience, the refusal to obey the demands or commands of the government or occupying powers without resorting to violence and active measures of opposition, and peaceful protest is part of that, man. To try to make change. It uses the purpose to force concession from the government or the occupying powers to make changes, or the powers to make changes for the interests of the people, man. And that's all that is, man. Under the First Amendment, freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, they have that right, to assemble, to freedom of speech and freedom of religion, even freedom of press, So that's parts of the rights that they have to do that, do that. Sometimes changes happen, and sometimes they don't. That being said, this is Zaya Wolf. I hope this helps in some way. Give all praise, Yahbashim, Yashah, Bashim, Rakakadash. Zaya Wolf. Here's another one. The refusal to comply to certain laws or to pay taxes or fines as a peaceful form of political protest. So, for like political, financial, and different things, that's a great example, man. Standing up for rights about, unjust certain things, man. That are unjust in the eyes of the people, man. Whether financial, economically, social, politically. So that's what that is. That being said, I hope this helps relating to information and it helps edify or something in some way relating to this video. Give all praise, Yahbashim, Yashah, Bashim, Rakakadash, Zaya Wolf. Hope it helps. Shalom.